What's going on, everybody? Got a pretty cool update video for you on this nice Monday. When it rains, it pours, and it was definitely one of those days today. It's gonna be like an update video. Wrote some stuff down just to get these thoughts out of my head. Essentially, I'm not sure who watches these. I know people watch them, even though they don't get views. I know people watch them and pass them around or whatever, but I know the shorts definitely do a lot better than these, but the shorts don't help me, get these thoughts out, since they're 3 minutes or less. But today was the day that I was going to, look into the last place just to see, why people are when I made the declaration of moving downtown, everybody knows about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing people talk about it. Not directly to me, obviously. Can't have that, but people know. People are, saying goodbye or whatever. But I know today was like the declaration. I know either I was gonna, make that work out or find something else. But the day started off, I knew it was gonna be storming in the morning. I knew that. I didn't know how bad it was gonna be. But I went to try to go to Cove to use the bathroom real quick and try to also get some semblance of a resolution of what's going on over there. And I ended up getting caught in a storm. You know what I'm saying? Like literally like 2 to 3 minutes after I got out, when I was walking over there, the storm hit. I think a tree on clipped it. It's probably still knocked over. And I don't know, I saw a limb, kind of a, we call those people, lumberjacks? I don't know what you call them, but I'm blanking on it. They probably took care of it, but that tree literally fell over right when I was walking past it. You know what I'm saying? The storm really hit really bad. I got soaked. My shoes got soaked, my pants got soaked, my book bag got pretty much soaked. A lot of stuff, everything inside my book bag got soaked. So it started off like that, you know what I'm saying? Which I love. It was cool, you know what I'm saying? It was fun being part of the storm. But that was kind of like a very indicative of what the day was going to be. So I kind of had to pivot, you know what I'm saying? I had to put on my boots, put on different clothes, more better clothes, I would say, than what I was originally going to wear. Made my way downtown, made my way down to the spot. And as usual, you know what I'm saying, people are pretending to know me, pretending to know of me. I'm like the most popular, most well-known dude in the city right now. So I love when people, kind of gaslight me, tell me that they don't know me. Cause, I went over there to talk to the property manager, and there's some dude there who was also there to talk to the property manager. I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure he knew I was going there as well. A lot of people knew I was going there that day. And went up to the top floor, made it up there eventually. Talked to the one dude, he was giving out tours. I'm like, nah, I don't really need to give a tour. And I really need to get a tour to kind of explain my situation. And I told him, like, I know you probably know what situation that I'm in. Like, he's like, no, I never even met you before. I'm like, okay, no need to talk to you anymore. That's my main frustration with the other couple places as well, is why when I want to stay in a place, regardless if I can afford it or not, people are pretending not to be on the same page as me. That's what's frustrating me about this whole thing, about this whole Cleveland thing. It's like, why can't we live in reality? Like, truly, why can't we? I don't, from a conscious perspective, understand why so many people just refuse to live in reality. But whatever, there's a method to the madness. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to him when he comes back. Or I'm going to talk to him, but I'm going to keep it short. Then the other chick, there's an Indian chick and a white chick and a white dude. And then the Indian chick, I was like explaining things to her, and she was getting kind of aggressive, kind of tapping her side, like she's upset with me for some reason. It's like, what exactly do you want from me? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was told to go there. You know what I'm saying? I was told that was a place that I should consider. What do you expect me to do when I get there? You know what I'm saying? I'm not walking on eggshells. I'm not pretending to be there. I'm not sneaking in and out of there. I want to make it very, very transparent that I'm in there. So everyone who stays in that building, there's a lot of people in that building who don't know, they probably all know of me, but they probably don't want me there or whatever the case may be. We all need to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So I think she was like upset that I was doing that, I guess. But I'm like, what else do you expect me to do? You know what I'm saying? I don't have a fob to get in and out of there. I don't know any of you people. None of you have spoken to me. I'm not sure what she expected, but I'm like, hey, let me just make sure that we're all on the same page. She ended up leaving. A couple of people came in there, like the one dude, he came in there. He was pretty much, pretty much like I said, he was part of the people who was watching me or whatever. He got his tour, and I think it worked out for him. I don't know. We'll see if I see him around or not. I did see him afterwards, but we'll get to that a little bit later. But the same thing with the chick. She was pretty passive aggressive as well, and I knew just like, okay, this is going to be more fuckery as usual. So I told her like, yeah, I don't really need a tour. Just trying to figure out like what can and can't happen. She said, sure, I'll show you the floor plans. I'll show you the floor plans, and we'll kind of go from there. So they were having like a 2-month free rent going on. You just gotta pay $500 or whatever and get your first 2 months for free. You just gotta pay your utilities and maybe for like trash or whatever. And even then, that's not in the cards for me. I'm not here for any of that. But she was showing me the floor plans, but then she was doing her D theater, talking shit, constantly talking about being closeted, big closets, little closets, bringing up the closet in every single floor plan. So she was scratch, she was scratch. That's like the main thing that irritates me. Like, you want to talk shit, but your heart's not in it. You want to talk shit, but you ain't really about it. And I'm not sure if she did that because she had to, or she did that because there's another dude in the room right next to her, some white dude. Maybe he made her do it. I don't know. I truly don't know. That's why I didn't make any assumptions. But she wasn't. She was talking a lot of shit, and I pretty much stopped her like after 4 or 5 plans to say, hey, it's not going to work out. All the shit talking, all the people just not being truthful and honest. I don't think this is going to really work out. She's like, yeah, you gotta find your place. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not mad at her. Truly, it's like the other people. You know what I'm saying? The chick at the Beacon. You know what I'm saying? I'm not entirely sure why. She was being a little passive aggressive. I might have been. My energy might have been off because of the 776 interview with the first dude. He was being very aggressive with me about staying there. And the other dude was talking shit about me being random, and random and something else. Having like a target on your back, and this other shit directed at me. And it's like, why would I ever, if I had the money, why would I ever want to stay here knowing the people here are this fucking miserable, right? Like, why would I want that? I can barely, get by in the 12, 13, maybe 14 unit apartment I was at in Lakewood, with that small amount of people. What's going to stop them from doing that in one of these big ass high rises where there's dozens and dozens, even hundreds of people staying there? So one of those things where it's like, where do I fit in? The chick at the Beacon was saying, if you have someone in there, you can give them like a key card or a code to come in and out, visitors or whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. She was saying that with one of the dudes in the elevator. I'm like, cool. Who is this person? Who is this mystical, magical person who's going to let me in and out of this apartment? I've never met them. They never approached me. You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I supposed to do with this information? Like, truly, I sent her a text. She texted me today, say, if I wanted to continue, moving in at the end of the month, she'll send me an application. I say, yeah, I don't think it's going to work with my situation. So we'll see how she responds tomorrow, whoever responds tomorrow. But it's just like, that situation is like, I hear what you're saying. It's like, how does it help me in any semblance of a way? You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the 776, they're just being passive aggressive and super shitty. You know what I'm saying? They're just jealous and miserable. Not having any empathy. That's like my biggest frustration in this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm allowed to be mad at y'all. I'm allowed to be truly upset and disappointed in like the lack of empathy that I'm seeing. Like, that's the reason why I'm doing this. I keep saying this over and over again, maybe not in these videos, but in general, this cannot happen again. People are going to die. Like, I'm not even being like trying to scare people. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like so many people are involved. So many threats were made. The government keeps getting involved in all different types of ways. Like this is not going to end without some blood being shed. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to make the best of it. I know I'm one of the luckiest people on this planet, even though I got pretty beat up today. I'll get into that in a little bit, but I'm still pretty lucky. I still lucked out today. I still got what I needed ultimately. But my main goal has always been to make sure that this doesn't repeat itself. That's why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? I know that I need to use my luck in my place in the world. You know what I'm saying? Things always kind of work out for me overall long term. I might take 5 steps back, but I'm gonna take like 20 steps forward because of that. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how my life has always been. It's the reason why I did what I did with 120. You know what I'm saying? Even because I'm assuming, once again, that all 3 of these places, the reason why I was there is because they have people who are part of that living there or working there, right? And that might be, the reason why people told me to go to those places. Maybe not to live there, but to kind of, add them to the list or whatever. I don't know, but I'm glad it happened. I'm not mad at anybody. I just don't see how I can live there, like truly live there, in and out, when I have people just not on the same page with me who are in the offices. You know what I'm saying? Truly. Yeah, and I said this a few times. I mean this. In the future, like 20 years from now, there's another Dimitri doing this. And if I am in that position to cross paths with that person, I am going to openly engage with that person. Be like, hey, I see what you got going on. If you need anything from me, let me know. I am willing to do whatever you need from me to get you through this. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to make this easier for you, because if it was easy, anybody can do it. But there's no reason for you to be having to not get your needs met, essentially, right? Or at least have to go through all these trials and tribulations, because at the end of the day, you're supposed to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? That's not so much that to ask for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I know that's how the last person who was in this similar situation, I should say, it was a lot worse because they had less resources, right? So I know people have been paying it forward. That's why I'm very appreciative to y'all. I know y'all have been doing things. I know. I see it every single day. I appreciate the support, but at the same time, I wish y'all just didn't get involved in that sense, at least in that perspective, especially the government. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep seeing the cops, around where I'm at, keep going to places like, why are you doing these things? I'm not listening to you if you're not being direct with me. There's no reason for you to. You know what I'm saying? It truly comes across as incompetency. And I don't mean to say that to be mean. I mean that to say that I call it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? All of you are projecting. You know what I'm saying? All of you are constantly in your feelings, about what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like you're constantly bringing up the past about shit that happened years ago, because you can't cope with the present. What's happening? That your little empire is coming crashing down, and people are just constantly talking shit because that's all they can do. All they can do is talk shit. They can't actually do anything. You can't ignore me, because if they ignore me, that means that I don't affect them, right? But my presence is such a hindrance, such a bother to them. They have to say something, right? Just to save face, just to feel like they're in control of this nonsense. So I get that and I empathize with that. Truly, but at the same time, I'm not even going to remotely entertain that, fully, because I know that ultimately this is not going to repeat itself. I can truly care less what happens to me, and then this, I don't care about the financials or the praise or anything like that. I'm just making sure it don't happen again, especially if I do truly have a daughter or a kid. You know what I'm saying? I need to do this. Truly, I need to show them, what's happened to them and what they are capable of. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate people, showing me and doing what they're doing. I understand everything that happens around you it might not be directly for you, but it's something for you to at least to process at the end of the day. So seeing all these dudes playing with their kids and all that, that's very, very cool. I see that, and I'm hoping that's in the future for me. I don't know how this is going to end. I'm not going to make any assumptions. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want to open up Pandora's box and keep making these threats, then whatever. I don't really truly care. All I know is my main goal, my main thing that I want to accomplish is making sure this doesn't happen again, right? I don't care if the people are still in power, this, that, and the third. Nothing lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? If you keep your ear to the pulse of what's going on in the country, this is nothing new. You know what I'm saying? There's blood in the water for a lot of people in positions of power. You know what I'm saying? You know, we are becoming less and less of a capitalistic country by the day. You know what I'm saying? And people are constantly rallying for me. I know a lot of people who are doing it are queer in some way, and it's like I gotta take what I can get. You know what I'm saying? But I still get people who kind of rock with me, who kind of see the world the same way as me. They're still doing their thing as well. But you know, the constant projection, you know, the constant sneakiness, the closetedness. I'm not even talking about sexuality, just like all of it is just nothing but projection. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, after I left there, I kind of like, okay, like I left there also on the way down. A few people joined the elevator on the way down, as they do. And one of the dudes, a white dude, I'm assuming he's Irish, and he left in the back of his shirt said 13 years of Halloween. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad you're still so salty about this, that you kind of have to keep bringing up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're so upset, because if you weren't, you would ignore me. You'd be like, oh, Dimitri, I'm not even worried about him. Y'all are so terrified, so terrified. I love it. I know that I did what I needed to do, and everything that happened was needed. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I took y'all down and truly, you know, show the world, you know, what can happen if you have some courage. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I'm not a very prideful man, you know, pun intended, but I definitely am very, very thankful for that experience, and thankful for the dude who or the shortness, the people in general, just kind of, you know, just talking their shit and throwing rocks, and you know, this being very disgruntled that, you know, what they got going on is going to continue in the future, essentially, right? So, you know, and I appreciate people saying that we're there for you, this, that, and the third, but I do not appreciate the people saying, hey, take it easy or rest, we got it. What do you have? You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about the legal side of this. I'm worried about my day-to-day. You know, you have nothing from my perspective on my day-to-day, truly, other than keeping the law away from me. That's it. That's all you truly have. You have nothing else, and I don't appreciate that, truly. Like, who cares what I appreciate? Like, keep doing what you're doing. I still love y'all. It's still nothing but love, but it's like, this whole, we got this. No, you don't. From my perspective, you do not have this. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing but massive amounts of incompetency. But anyway, like, I left there. I knew I had to go find a place to break into, you know, and I knew that was the next thing, you know. I want to make good on my word, and I knew I found a place like on Chester a few times that looked completely abandoned. I knew that it was an old Huntington building, and I don't care that I'm putting this out there. I truly don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not going to be closeted like y'all. I'm about to be transparent and not going to be like all super sneaky. Like, if you want to go in there and get me and go in there and do whatever, I truly don't care. You know, at the end of the day, I'm still one of the luckiest men I'm still one of the luckiest men on this planet. It's going to work out. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to keep plotting on me, do your thing and live your life. But I saw that Huntington building. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely it. So I'm kind of casing it, seeing what's available. I think, I'm not sure what street that was. It doesn't really matter. On one of the side streets, there was like a little opening. Someone broke a piece of glass there, and I jumped up there to see what it was. There's a whole bunch of concrete, you know, right there, and I couldn't really break through it. So I'm like, okay, that's not something I can do, but at least I got an idea to break a window to get in there. So when I'm walking around, just casing it to see, you know, if all the doors are locked or whatever. Luckily, right there on like East 9th and Euclid, there was like literally stacks of bricks just laying there. Just like, everything happens for a reason. I definitely appreciate it. So I picked one up, and I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna have to find, you know, something to throw this at. So I'm on the bottom floor, knocking on the glass. I'm like, no, is this glass or is it something else? It wasn't glass. I'm knocking on it. It wasn't glass at all. Now I remember seeing like these little, I don't even know what to call them. Like, you walk underneath them, and then like this little like protective things. I don't know what you call them. But I ended up wanting to jump up on there to see if the windows on the second, the third, or fourth floor were glass. I know the ones on the bottom weren't. Makes sense. And when I wanted to be plastic or fiberglass or whatever it was. so people can't break in. But I knew the ones up top would be glass, would be a lot cheaper and shit. So I get that, or maybe it'd be better aesthetics. I'm not sure what the zoning laws are, but I knew the further up I get, I'll be reaching some glass. And sure as shit, I got up there, got on top of the mailbox, got up there, I tapped on it. It was glass, so I got up there, got the brick, threw it in there, broke the glass, and I got inside the building. And I kind of cased the joint. I'm pretty sure the security guard in there knew I was in there. I was in there for hours, maybe 3 hours altogether. I left to get some more stuff to bring it over there, and I came back to case it a little bit, and it was dope. But I definitely want to make good on my word, because I have to lead by example and show people, like, this is what you have to do to make the changes that you want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason I'm so harsh on people. That's the reason why I keep saying what I'm saying, because I'm not trying to make it personal. Like, truly, I love y'all. Like, I truly appreciate what you're doing, but at the same time, like, I have to make sure that this doesn't happen again. I have to show people what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And that Huntington building has been like vacant for years and years. Parts of it, you know what I'm saying? Other parts have been open maybe for the past few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, but parts of other parts of it haven't been used in probably decades, maybe. I don't even know. Like, I was on the bottom floor. I think I made it up to like the 14th or 15th floor. I didn't check them all, obviously. That place is fucking massive. But I did a pretty good search of it, and like the amount of stuff that's still in there, the lights are still on. It's a lot of fuckery in there, honestly. You can fit the entire city in that damn place. Truly, you fit everybody in there. Everybody get a room. You know what I'm saying? The kids get a room. The dog get a room. But that's like I said, that's a different thing. I want people to see what that is, and it truly, whenever your back's against the wall, I do not like seeing people out here sleeping on the streets, knowing damn well there are vacant buildings everywhere in this damn country, that you can find a place to sleep at the very, very least. But anyway, I made my way up there, and I said I got beat up because I ended up I cut my left hand on the back of it, and I'm cutting a little bit below my right wrist, and ended up popping my right knee out of the socket. So I'm hurting right now. So I definitely took inventory of that. If I said, when it rains and pours, that was definitely, a sign to be like, all right, you did what you need to do. Now you need to sit your ass down and think about what this is. You know what I'm saying? So overall, today was a very good day. I very much appreciated it. But at the same time, like I said, I understand I need to take inventory and see what this is. So I will be slowly, making my way over there. I can't go there, I'm saying, if I keep getting locked out or whatever. And, people, do whatever they can. I'm still making the move, Hopefully my knee feels better. Tuesday and Wednesday, I'll be out of the storage. I'll be downtown permanently. And I'll make whatever shake, you know what I'm saying? I'll keep grabbing bricks. I'll keep looking at different places. I'll break into churches. I'll break into stores. I'll break into office buildings. I truly don't care. I don't care at this point. I need a place to stay. Truly, I do. And I'm not staying on the streets. I considered it, but I'm like, no, I have to lead by example. And I made that short, which got a lot of views, that we don't live in a housing crisis. We live in a decent human being crisis, right? There just aren't that many decent human beings. Even the people who are trying to help me. If you were truly decent, you would speak to me. You're not even speaking to me. I don't care why you're not doing it. A decent person would. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you're bad people. I don't even want to label you. But I'm not putting that label on you. I'm not putting a decent person on you, because I know if like I said, if there was a Dimitri here, he would absolutely speak to me, right? And I only had like 2 or 3 people speak to me in the last like 7 days or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And without me having to engage. So that's kind of what it is. I still love y'all, but I have to do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying, for everybody involved. And I came back over here. You know what I'm saying, and I've been going to the not the west side. I'm going to the west side. I've been going to this Walgreens to get some stuff, and I think I made this video, probably the video coming up here, like how can you help, essentially, right? When they're playing all these songs saying that they can help. And I knew going in there and asking them, I was gonna get gaslit. I knew it, but I still said, hey, fuck it, whatever, I'm already over here. I asked the one chick, little black chick, younger chick, asked her about it, She basically was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're thinking too much into it. You know, the music that's plays, which is not true. Not true at all. People have control over what music does play. That's not how these places work. It never has been, never will be. So, you know, there's no random playlist. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that is kind of, you know, when I go into these stores and go to these places, people play very specific music. You know what I'm saying? It's not specific to this Walgreens, but I knew it was gonna get gas lit. So that's why I'm like, you know what? It's one of them days, you know what I'm saying? One of them inventory days, it'd be like, you know what, to sit down, process, and truly feel what this is. But long story short, you know, overall it was a good day. You know, I appreciate the places that I went to. Thank you to the people who told me about them and the people who did their thing. You know what I'm saying? You're putting yourself out there to help me. I just don't know what exactly you want me to do. Essentially, you know what I'm saying? Like I carry myself in a very specific way, and what you're asking me to do is almost like some sneaky bitch shit, in my opinion, from my perspective, right? I don't know why I can't go up to a manager or a lease officer, whatever, speak to them openly and have an open conversation with someone. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. It's who I am. You know what I'm saying? They're going to wonder why I'm there. That's my lived experience. But it's just like the huge lack of empathy. That's the reason. Another one of the reasons why I'm doing this. So at the end of it, I can help have empathy. People build empathy for people like me, because we can't do what we do every single day for everybody else if y'all don't empathize with us. That's why so many people in my positions and so many celebrities don't do this shit, because y'all don't see us. You know what I'm saying? That is very, very apparent to me. I understand why so many of my peers leave their hometowns, go to one of these bigger cities, and isolate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the world that we live in, man. The vast majority of people, they just see what they want to see. You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying all this projection. Project. That's all the people are doing. It's insane. I'm not taking it personal. So the chick who was saying that the closeted shit today, like, she's probably closeted, or either the dude next door was saying that to her, because he didn't say anything to me either, which makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? You know the situation that I'm in. Why aren't you speaking to me? I can't do anything with that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stay in any of those places, even if I had the money. You know what I'm saying? I would never stay in those places acting this way. You know what I'm saying? Like straight theater. So that's the reason why I'm frustrated, and I'm allowed to be frustrated. I'm allowed to feel these emotions, but let them, you know, kind of flow through me and understand not to get personal. You know, come back tomorrow. You know, keep showing love, keep showing appreciation. You know, I appreciate y'all truly, but it's like I gotta do what I gotta do. You know, I don't really have time for anything else. You know, so y'all are constantly running your mouths, constantly trying to get me to doubt myself. It's all a test. I love y'all, I appreciate y'all, but I'm not entertaining it. Truly, I'm not. So, like I said, I'm done entertaining this shit. I'm gonna keep going down this path because I know this is what's needed. Ultimately, I don't want to do none of this shit. Like I keep saying, I don't want to. I need to, right? And y'all know that, because that's the energy that I walk around with. I walk around very, very certain, but this is what's needed, right? Now, and I get vindicated every single day. You know what I'm saying? Even when I get fucked up like this, I still got where I needed. I still got what I needed. And that's all that matters. Every single day, I might take 5 steps back. As long as I take those 20 forward, I'm good. Even if it's 10, even if it's 6, I'm good, right? So that's what this is. I'm going to give y'all a little update on this and this kind of, you know. And like I said, I know most of y'all don't watch these. I watch the shorts. I'll try to make more of these shorts, because I'm trying to get some engagement. Not so much on like some popularity side, but just give y'all something to watch. You know, these are long as hell. I know most people don't have the attention span anymore to watch these, but I get, you know what I'm saying? I definitely get that, even though I know these are very, very informative. But yeah, it is what it is. 30 days are ahead. We're going to keep going, keep moving forward. And yeah, this will not happen again. I promise you. So y'all take it easy. And yeah.